Yo, it's your boy AO, another Lakers for Life live. I was going to go live tomorrow, but this game has me so hyped. Welcome to the show if you new. Again, I'm AO. Drop your comments. Let's get these going. Drop your comments because I know you got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. But what a game from these Banshees. We had no Luka, no Reeves. My first reaction is, are we punting this game? First of all, why is Reeves not playing? Is that groin injury really a problem? We're really taking precautionary reasons in game 8? Luka just sat out a week. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he on the floor? This is a big game against a hot Portland team. We have momentum. Why are we trying to kill it? The West is tough. The West is deep. You need every win possible. And we already depleted with no Braun, no Gabe, etc. So I'm thinking we're going to punt this game. And, okay, let's just see what the team does. Let's play with good effort. And we'll go from there, right? We'll go from there. So I'm already kind of annoyed that Austin and Luka are not playing. I get it. There's a long-term impact, but we're trying to win games now in this deep West. We got momentum. After that home opener loss to Golden State, we've been doing our thing. But man, so we come out the gates. We'll break this down, right? Let's break down the box score and a little summary analysis right now. I know y'all want to talk about Nick Smith Jr. And I said it on one of my 1-minute hitters that I think the Nick Smith Jr. experiment was over. I thought he was in a bad role on our team. He's not a playmaker. He's a burner. I did say he's a Lou Will type, right? And I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all, nothing like that. I'll take the L for saying I think the experiment is over. But the preface was we're putting him in a playmaking role as a point guard, and that's not his game. I don't know if it was the fact that he knew he was going to play today. He had to play today because we had really no guards, right? Marcus Smart started at point guard. But I think with the pressure off maybe, and it's kind of like, hey, we need to go get buckets. We need you to do your thing. He absolutely came to play today. And I'll be honest, I know he played in the league in Charlotte. He had a good stretch, at the beginning of this year, last season, where he did okay. He averaged 12 points per game over a stretch, but not in my imagination were we going to get, what did he finish with? 25 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 10 for 15 from the field, made 5 of 6 threes, only 3 turnovers, but he had the ball quite a bit, and he did his absolute thing. That was a big difference maker in this game. He doesn't play like that. The Lakers don't pull out this victory. Timely shots from Nick Smith Jr. Big shout out, salute. I don't know how the role is going to sustain if we're going to see this type of game again. But for this game, if we look at this game in a vacuum, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, DeAndre Ayton with the massive 29-point game, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots, 14 from 19 from the field, was an absolute monster. And he got into foul trouble as of late. We had to take him out. Jackson Hayes went down with his ankle injury. Hopefully that's not serious because we do need him. But DeAndre Ayton played masterfully today. I mean, the way he started off the game, where he was shooting from. And mind you, this is all without a point guard that can orchestrate the offense. Marcus Smart is not a primary playmaker. We'll get into him in a second. But this was him just going out and getting buckets. He had a sky hook in the lane, that old school sky hook where I was just like, come on. We're doing that today. And he was just picking the Blazers apart from all over the court. That midi was on full display. He was finishing at the rim. Big offensive rebounds. I thought he was fantastic today. And seeing that should just give Laker Nation just more confidence. Again, Laker Nation, drop your comments in this live. We're a community. My motto is like it, I hate it, drop a comment and debate it. Subscribe, like to the channel. We lit tonight. That was a big win against the Blazers. Rui Hachimura, amazing first half. He finishes with 28 points, 4 rebounds, which is my gripe. We had an issue on the rebounding side of the ball that I think shouldn't have been as big of a problem as it was, even though the Blazers are very active. They put the pressure on you. But with Rui, that's me being nitpicky. I want to see him above 5 rebounds. But man, he was 10 for 15 from the field, very efficient, 2 for 4 from 3, 2 turnovers on the night. He showed that scoring punch, and that was something we needed at the beginning of this game. We had no scoring punch. Our big 3 is out. Rui had to get loose. And he did. And he did it in big fashion. Huge game. Now, we get into some performances that I thought were very noteworthy. Dalton Connect, 4 for 7 from the field. I thought he hit some really big mid-range shots. He's actually very effective in the mid-range. And, he can get a little trigger happy from 3. But I thought he played poised today in the minutes that he got. Finished 57% from the field. Didn't hit a 3, but I think did his thing. Bronny James, though, another player that I don't think is NBA ready yet to have an impactful role, but he grew up today. Bronny James absolutely grew up today. I thought he played poised, even with the ball pressure that Drew Holiday, Kamara, Sharp present. I thought he was confident, and he had 6 assists on the night. I thought the play where Jake LaRavia got the ball loose and the ball was rolling down the court, Bronny was kind of fumbling it, got possession, was poised, flipped it to Vando for the dunk. I thought that was a huge play. He hit a 3 today, a very timely 3. But he was distributing. He was distributing the ball. And again, he showed he was poised. How much can we take away from this for the remainder of the season? That's to be determined. He's going to get the G League reps. But I thought he played fantastic today. And this is one of those games where you truly do grow up. You truly do grow up. And I thought he's put together a couple very, very decent performances. And it's going to bode well for him. I'm not trying to get on a pedestal right now and say Bronny's ready, this and that. I don't think we're there yet. But I think these are games that build character, build maturity, right? And with the guards he did it against today, Drew Holiday on him, big ups to Bronny James. Jake LaRavia, who ended up shooting 5 for 10 from the field, started off slow. Swiss Army knife game. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, was a team high plus 14. And I have some Sacramento Kings fans that are friends. I know. I feel sorry for them too. This dude had the audacity to show me Russell Westbrook, Jake LaRavia stat line comparison, and saying that Russell Westbrook makes less than Jake. He's the better value. And I'm not going to take away from what Russ is doing right now with the Kings, but it's the Kings. And Jake LaRavia, if you're looking just purely at his stat line, you don't know basketball. Your basketball acumen's out the window, and we're not even making sense at this point. But they're a bit salty. They couldn't afford him. Thank you for dropping Jake LaRavia in our laps. I thought he played great. He played poised, and he continues to provide that consistent presence on both ends of the floor. He just knows how to play basketball. And we talked on yesterday's live of him being a connector and being able to adapt with whatever lineup is thrown out. And today was a great example of a not so optimized lineup. He needs someone to orchestrate the offense, but he still finds ways to impact the game. And I think that's huge. I think his stat line today was great. And if you're looking at the game and away from the stat line, You see that poise. Him diving for that ball that led to Bronny giving the pass to to Vando for the dunk started with him. He's diving for the ball. I'm smiling when I'm seeing that type of play. That's huge. He's very active. He's always moving on both ends of the floor. He's just very alert. And he's just a solid role player to have on the. So the Jake LaRavia good plays continues for sure. Marcus Smart, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals on the night. Continues to set the tone on the defensive end. That part was on point. That's what he brings every night. If he's playing in the game, he's going to bring that every night. And Marcus Smart is showing how important he is. He matched the intensity Portland was throwing out, which is huge. 3 for 11 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. We know he's not going to be that scorer. But, primary play. Let's get this out there. Marcus Smart is not a primary playmaker. We saw that today. He did a very valiant job in filling in Austin Reeves and Luka's shoes to the best of his ability. But what we had him there was to set the tone on the defense. I thought JJ made a good substitution at the end of the game. We cashed in on what Nick Smith Jr. did, brought Marcus Smart back in, and we sealed the deal, right? Marcus Smart is not going to be your primary playmaker. I think he was a little over-aggressive today on the offensive end. But, hey, when you're down that many players and your star players, you're going to get that. You're going to get those lumps. But if you can make it up on the defensive end and make it tough for that team to score, whoever you're guarding, and set the tone for the rest of the team, that goes exponentially higher than a couple plays forcing up shots, which he did, and they did not look good. But he did his thing. He did his absolute thing tonight on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Vando, Hayes, it was just a collective effort today. I want to point out that we controlled the game for 3 quarters. So if you're looking at the game summary, we are down by 9 at the end of the first. It's looking tough. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we're going to be able to get back in this game. Portland is hot as a team in general, and they're just providing so much toughness on the defensive end. Quarter number 2, we outscore them 28-20. We get back in the game, multiple chances to lead going into halftime. In the third quarter, we outscore them 38-33. That was a lot of the Nick Smith Jr. outburst. And then we finish off quarter 4, 33-29, only gave 115 on the night. That's collective team basketball right there. I mean, we shot blistering 59% from the field. A lot of that had to do with Nick Smith Jr., 39% from 3. If there's any day for us to have an anomaly burner game, today was it, and we got it. 29 assists on the night on 50 made field goals. Lost the rebounding battle 38-34, which isn't bad, but the offensive rebounds was 15-8 in favor of Portland, which I think, kept Portland in the game. I thought we could have rebounded a little bit better. We weren't lacking on size necessarily, but again, it's Ayton and Rui in the front court. Luka's a big-time rebounder, so I get it. But, we got beaten 8-20 on fast breaks, a team that is known to push the pace. So that's impressive. To come out of this game losing the fast break battle is huge. Points off turnovers, 25-28, 25-28. So we kept that even. I mean, guys, you see this Portland team. What Tumani Kamara and Drew Holiday are doing, they're setting a new trend in the NBA of applying full court pressure. And it's very legitimate full court pressure. It always used to be you can't apply full court pressure for the full game on an NBA team. And it's not like college basketball where you're going to get steals off rip on a full court press, someone bobbling the ball, making a bad pass, right? These are NBA players. But what they do is they break your rhythm. You get into the shot clock once you cross half court at around 16 seconds, And then when you actually try to get into an action, you're already down to 11, 10 seconds. And that's huge. When you're rushing a team, you're not able to let them explore all of their options on the offensive end. They are setting a trend. And it's something that I thought was not necessarily sustainable, but they do it 48 minutes of the game. Tamani Kamara is a beast. He's hitting the three ball now. Drew Holiday has always been a solid player. You know, you got Denny applying pressure. Robert Williams played today. They got him back. Shaden Sharp. Like, these are all very athletic, very heady players. And that was my biggest worry going into this game is we don't have one of Austin Reeves or Luka. Who is going to bring up the ball? Who is going to get us into an offense? Who is going to feed Ayton, in plays? And I honestly thought we were not going to play Ayton with Luka and Reeves out. We were just going to punt the game. But the fact that Ayton played, and not only played, he had his best game of the season today, I think speaks volumes to him as a player and to us as a team. This was a collective effort. And it wasn't pretty, but these games are not meant to be pretty. You go out, you're gritty, you put the pressure back on them, and you respond. And the response says so much about this team. I said it in my 1 minute hitter. This team is different. We've seen the chemistry is different. This team genuinely gets along. And we haven't seen them through a trying time. That's where I define team chemistry. That's where it really gets defined in my book. But for now, the team chemistry is on an absolute high. An absolute high. And I thought this was just the epitome of that team chemistry. And it's an early season game, but it has me hyped. Laker Nation, it should have you hyped too. When you got role players battling in this manner against a team that's not a slouch by any means, they're top of the West. They're a solid team. They're going to make a run for the play-in, maybe even a top 6 seed. We don't know. By the way, it's amazing when you take Chauncey Billups out of the picture with this gambling allegation, this team just pops off and it's doing their thing. They are a tough team to watch. They're one of my favorite teams outside of the Lakers in the NBA. So to come out with a W and move to 6-2 is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. My floor for the first 10 was 6-4. I thought if we put together 6-4 in the first 10, that's a 50 win pace. That would be huge with no LeBron. We could beat that potentially. We have a tough game against the Spurs coming up on Wednesday. We're going to get to see Wembanyama. That's going to be a fun matchup. They just lost to the Phoenix Suns, and I thought the Phoenix Suns did some very interesting things in terms of how their coverage was on Wemby, sending doubles effectively, getting him out of his rhythm and motion. He looked mortal against that team. We have to emulate some of that coverage and bring the same intensity that we did today. And hopefully we do have Austin Reeves and Luka back, which I think, that's another game. If we can go grab that, San Antonio is a hot team in the West right now. Go get them. This team is turning heads, and we know this as Laker fans. The league hates it when the Lakers show life. When the Lakers show life, the league hates it, and we're doing it without our stars, which again, I go back to just the character of the team. And whether it's Marcus Smart's defense or JJ empowering them, this is a big early season win that I think will pay dividends later on in the season. The confidence that this win brings, it only brings the team closer together. It only makes that chemistry on 10. And just proud of these guys. It was an awesome, awesome win. Again, this is Lakers for Life Live. I'm AO. If you're new to this, we're going to keep doing this. This is a brand new channel I'm building. I'm a fan. You guys are fans. This pod is for fans, by fans. And again, I'm big on discourse. If you don't agree with my opinions, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like it or hate it, drop a comment and debate it. That's the motto here. Hit that subscribe button. Tap in with me. Hit me on X at World of AO. Like the videos. And, let's keep this going. I'm not a big pundit influencer. I watch Raj Chapalu, one of my favorite guys on X, Vinay, Trevor Lane. Got to meet him in person and do a pod with him on Lakers Nation 2 years ago at Summer League. Awesome guy. Jovan, Kranjis. Those guys are they have the beat of the drum down, the pulse of the team. But if you're here to just have some cool discourse, let's build a community. We're not going away. I'm new to this, but I love the Lakers. I ride with them. You'll catch me at a few games in crypto this season. Follow me on the socials. And again, on future lives, tap in on the comments. I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to be bringing my own friends on the show that are Laker fans, even some fans from other teams. Maybe not the Kings fans. We'll see. We'll see about that. I might get some hate for that. But, we're building a community here. And I love talking to people that talk basketball, especially Lakers basketball, man. So tap in with me. But this is going to be a short live today. Shout out Lakers Nation. James Worthy gave him the worthy clap. Great win. I'll catch you guys Wednesday against the Spurs. That's going to be a fun one. Have a great night, everyone. Peace.